Hello there friends, and welcome to another video. This is going to be a Kit video and a layout share. So I'm going to be linking in the description below and also in my blog where I had shown you my August-September homemade scrapbook kit, and these are the items that is left over after I did 10 layouts. So I'm going to share with you just some of the things that's left over, and then we're going to go right into the layout share. So I wanted to share this with you before I throw it in the trash, but my stickers, I've used up almost all of it. So for the Doodlebug border sticker, there was only one white zigzag, and so I might just move that to another piece of sticker, or just whip up a really quick card so that I can use it up and throw it away. But that's the only thing that's left. And then for this tiny text from Cosmo Cricket, I only have 3 words left, which is dream, faith, and new. Probably going to be whipping up a card, or the card that I'll be whipping up with that border to use it up. And then my this is a Freckled Fawn gold label sticker, and I used them all up. So I'm so happy about that, and I can chuck that in the trash. And then this is a basic gray, it's Olivia, and this is a sticker sheet, and what is left over are these circle stickers, this one, red one, and then this other one, but then everything else has been used up, and that makes me feel so accomplished. And then as far as for the letter stickers, I didn't really use them all up, but that's fine because, you know, you can always use letter stickers for projects. So this was a brand new pack when I started making my pages, and now it's almost gone. And then I did use up some of these stickers from Nikki Seville's, and also the basic gray. And so that's just going to go back in my stash and used up for another layout. And then here are the scraps of paper that is left over. Let me move these things around. So I only have just basically scraps of paper, no whole paper left. These are some of the patterns that's left over. And I'm so happy about that because that means that I was able to be productive with my stash. And then here's an 8x8 gray. The one thing though that I didn't get to use up a lot is this vellum piece from American Crafts. I think this is a Dear Lizzy line, which is fine because then I can just use it. I put it in my scrap stash and then hopefully use it for another project. So that is it for all the paper that's left. And then this is my little container with all of the embellishments. The one thing though that I kind of was a little sad was that I was only able to use the stencil once, and it was on my first layout out of all the 10. For some reason I just wasn't inspired to use the triangles. I don't know why, but yeah, I only used it once, but that's okay because it's a stencil. It can be reused again. I did use up my heart stamp. And then I pulled out this dark blue SCI ink pad because it worked really well for my first layout, I think, or second layout. And then I just kept it in my little container, and so I was actually using this for a lot more of my pages. And then I just, this was not part of my initial kit, this green twine, but I was able to use it, I think, on 2 layouts, or maybe a layout and an accent. I can't remember. So I just kept it in the container. The one thing that I didn't really use up much is the flowers, these huge ones. Anyways, I only used one of them, a green one. And yeah, I think what this means is that I'm not into flowers anymore in adding them in my scrapbooks. So kind of sad about that because I have a lot of flowers, but I'm sure I'm going to be able to find a use for these flowers. And then so here are the embellishments that's left over. I have one tiny heart, blue one, and this was kind of hidden. It was under a lot of stuff, so I probably would have used it if I saw it, but it's all right. And then I do have 2 more left of the smaller white flowers. Was able to use up a lot of the pack, and then I have 3 more of these stickers the hand with pointing stickers, and this is from Mambi, and I'll probably just add this to a pocket letter. For the sprinkles or enamel dots that I had pulled out, these are the only blues that I have left, and so I just put that with the yellows. But as you can see, I used up a pretty good chunk or amount of these enamel dots. Let you know that I started off with a fresh pack for all three of these, so, or almost fresh pack. So I'm happy that I was able to make a dent on that. I did use one frame. This is from Freckled Fawn. I used the white one. I never got to use the red. It's all right. We can put it back. And then here is washi. So I was able to use up some of this washi and also some of this one. Not a whole lot, but I was able to use it. For the tags, this is the only one that's left. I think I took 3. I mean, I put 3 in my kit and I used 2. And then for the pocket letter cards or cut apart papers, that was a mouthful. These are the only ones that are left. I actually was able to use up all of the 4x6 that I gathered, and then these are the only ones that are left. So I feel so accomplished by all the layouts in the projects that I made. So let's go on with the layout share. So this is the first layout that I created. And I have a process video for this, so make sure that you look under playlist process videos, or you can also just hit the video tab and then it should pop up on the first page. So like I said, this is the only page that I used my stencil and I used the flower, but then everything else, this is based off of a sketch, and yeah, I'm so happy that I was able to use up a lot of layering on this page. And then here's my second page. This one is very masculine, which I'm so glad that I was able to pull out all of those blues and greens that I put in my kit. And this also has a process video, I believe. So I did use up my, I didn't show you my watercolor set. I only used it on 2 pages, which was kind of a bummer, but it's okay. I did use the watercolor to splatter some blues on there, and then I used the stamp. I did first and second generation stamping on there, and also I used up all of my arrows. My cork arrows from American Crafts was also all used up. And then this is my third layout, and I wanted to use my thickers for a really long title, which worked really well because I was working with a fresh or a very new pack of thickers. So I was able to do my long title. I'm trying to do long titles so that I can use up my letters. So, and I have 6 2x3 photos. And then, so these arrows over here, if I can close focus. So these arrows over here are actually from a 4x6 Project Life card, and I just cut up the arrows and used 2 here and then 1 on the top. This is my 4th one, and then I used a 4x6 card in the middle to house my title and also my journaling. I used a lot of those gold label stickers for that, and then I had 2 4x6 photos, used some of those chipboard hearts, and then I also cut apart the vellum to make an accent on the bottom. That's that. And then here is my 5th. This is also based off of a sketch, and I just love using sketches because it makes my process faster when I don't have to think of how to organize the pages. Although at the end I was just kind of using, because I was using kind of leftovers, so I was making my own sketches, which is fine. Now this one is actually a cut apart sheet, and it was one of those 4x6 or 3x4 pieces, but it was too tall over here. So what I did was I cut it up so that I can make it kind of a staggered look. And I used some color shine on here, which is I think a charcoal one, I can't remember. This is actually part of a 4x6 Project Life card, and I just cut that up and stuck it in there. And then here is my 7th layout. And this also has a process video on my YouTube channel as well as on my blog. And I finally pulled out the hexagon. Is it hexagon? Yeah, I think so. The hexagon punch that I had put in this kit. And I wanted to emphasize the word hard on my title. And so I put those hands to emphasize that. And I also added some enamel dots. And I layered washi and border sticker on there. And pattern papers. And then also typed up my journaling. Also added some words, some letters, stickers to complete my words on there. And this is my... No, I guess this is my 7th. That was my 6th. So this is my 7th layout. Also has a process video on my YouTube channel. I did some 1st, 2nd, and 3rd generation stamping on there. And then there was no sketch to this, but this was based off of a color scheme challenge, which was red, black, and white. And so I was able to use a lot of the green, sorry. It's green, black, and white. And this particular paper though was just on my table, and I needed more green because I didn't have a lot of green in my initial kit, and so I just pulled that out just to have another extra layer on there. But I did use the frame on this one, and a Project Life card for journaling, and then this is going to be my title page, and then this is my only double page spread in this layout. It seems like I'm only doing one double page spread a month, which is still okay for me. So this was an anniversary date that my husband and I did, and we brought the kids, and so we had a lot of pictures, and I did a double page spread. Now this particular one, this banner was actually a sticker from that basic gray sticker sheet, and it actually spelled baby. But because I don't have a baby picture, I didn't have baby pictures to coordinate with this layout, or with this kit rather, I just decided to cut up some pink cardstock, covered that part of the letter, and then put date, because it just happened to be the date has 4 letters as well. So it just worked out really well. I do have a Project Life card there. I added some washi, and because I did use up this freckled fawn centers. I don't know what it's called. And then I wanted to add two flowers on each of the 3 areas where I had my flowers. So what I did was I added the washi on a white plain paper, punched it out with a 1/2 inch punch, and made sure that the cameras were centered. So that was my center for that. I also used the border, and also this frame is part of the sticker sheet as well. And then this one is my 8.5 by 11 page from this kit, and I really love this. So I took I signed up for the Big Picture Classes 2-week trial. So you can do that for free. Just make sure that if you're not gonna go through it, make sure you cancel it before they bill your PayPal account or your credit card. And one of the classes that I took was to use your kind of creative ways to use your alphabets. And so one of the things that I saw there was the teacher, she did this, but I think she used heart shape. Anyways, she had put together just random stickers, letter stickers, and then put it on the back of the paper. And so that's what I did. I cut out the circle from the pink, and then I cut out another white cardstock it's just slightly larger than my circle, and then added just a bunch of stickers, which used up a lot of my kind of lonely stickers that doesn't have any more vowels, or like S and T's and R's. And so that's what I did with that. And this one doesn't really have journaling because the title speaks for itself. These were my favorite shows in 2013, and what I did was I just grabbed screenshots of these, downloaded it on my computer, and then printed it off they all fit in a 4x6 frame, so they weren't so pixelated because they were a small print print to begin with, and I just printed that off at my local Costco. And then here's my last page. So I was using a bunch of scraps here, and so I figured what I would do was I would punch out. The beauty about my hexagon punch is this, it's one of those punch anywhere type of things where you just put this on the bottom of your page, wherever it is on your page, and then put this on top. So your paper will be sandwiched in between these compartments, and it has a magnet, and then you punch it. So I was able to punch out all of these shapes and then use my scrap papers to go in the back. So what I did was I punched these papers in circles so that I know, I think I used a 1 3/4 punch, so I know that they will fit perfectly in these spots without, like, you know, anything showing on the bottom. And these are pictures of me and my husband in 2012 when we did kind of a family photo shoot. And then this is a Project Life card. I did add some of the cork arrows on there, and then just did my handwritten journaling. And one thing that I did note is that when because I like to use the centers of my cardstock for layering and stuff, because I know that I'm going to be putting a paper, but because I had adhered all these things, there were some adhesive sticking out. So I just grabbed one of my scrap cardstocks and put it underneath, in the back, so that my adhesives in the back that were showing wouldn't get caught on anything. And so those are my 10 pages. And let me see here. So I was able to also make 2 cards with my scraps. So there are my 2 cards, and they have a little sentiment in the inside of the cards. Just using up my scraps here. And then I also did like a 3x4 card, so I can use it for pocket scrapbooking, or just basically just adhere it onto a card base. See if I can center. Okay, so this one just layering scraps again, and then this one was just a sticker from the sticker sheet, and then added some enamel dots and some word stickers there. This one was using the hexagons that was punched out of that paper, because I didn't want to waste it. And then this one was doing the same technique as the 8.5 by 11, where I used some scraps of or leftover thickers. So it's it has some dimension to it. And then I added some more of the hexagons, and then just a note there. And so that is my share for the month of September. I hope that you like this Kill a Kit video, and it inspired you to put together your own kit, and also to scrapbook. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye, guys.